Interview starts.
Okay, ready.
Questions? Good morning.
Good afternoon.
I can't.
Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Really works, huh?
Sorry?
I'll just close the door. So
Okay.
Okay.
picture is not so good. So I see three of you, one with a phone. So
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we are recording the interview.
yeah, I'm glad it works. So I guess you are operating a study about the Aletsch Glacier, I
Yes.
assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we did develop some questions that I previously already sent to you. And we
Yes.
would like to conduct an interview with you based on the questions.
That is fine.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. So the first question is that how does the Aletsch Glacier have direct influence to the tourism industry in Switzerland, do you think?
I think the influence is not as big as you may think. The name Aletsch Glacier is not so well known for most foreigners, but most people who visit Switzerland and visit the highest railway in Switzerland, the Jungfraujoch, top of Europe,
Yes.
they will be at the top of the beginning of the Aletsch Glacier. So they will get to see the Aletsch Glacier from above, and relatively few people will see the Aletsch Glacier from below. I guess you have already studied how the glacier looks like, so I don't need to explain that to you, I hope. So that's so I would say not directly, but indirectly, the Aletsch Glacier has quite a considerable influence on Swiss industry because it's being viewed by those tourists, and when the offers like the Jungfraujoch is being sold to the tourists, we always try to mention that the Aletsch Glacier is the longest glacier in the Alps, with about 24 kilometers in length.
Yeah. So the tourists may also be interested to visit the glacier.
You actually visit the Jungfraujoch.
Goes well.
Hello? Hello? Sorry, we missed out some words. Hello?
熄咗個 cam 再開講。
Set your cam.
Technical problem occurred.
Maybe you try to turn off the video.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, it's better. I
Can you
think.
hear me now?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We stop
I
at
was just telling that
yeah.
when the people are at the Jungfraujoch, they actually get to see the Aletsch Glacier, and they can also go inside the glacier when they visit the ice cave at the Jungfraujoch.
Yeah.
So it's still some number of tourists will be interested to visit the Aletsch Glacier. Maybe they were attracted also by visiting Jungfraujoch, and they will go to the Aletsch Glacier also.
Maybe later, but
Yeah.
to be quite honest, many tourists don't have enough time to do both.
Yeah.
So, but maybe they will try to consider that another visit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So for the second question, how do the changing number of tourists in the Aletsch Glacier leads to the environmental impact of it? Because we have do some research on that. The number of tourists visiting Aletsch Glacier is increasing. So how does it lead to the environmental impact?
I think there is very little impact because those tourists who visit it from, say, at the lower ends, so where they go to the places like Riedenalp or Betmaralp, they will take a small lift going up to the ridge where they can see the Aletsch Glacier. So the impact is only very local. So many people will take this lift and maybe they hike a little bit, but they will not go much further away from the chairlift or from the viewpoints.
So,
I think it doesn't have a big environmental impact.
from the tourists. So what other aspect do you think that leads to the environmental problem in Aletsch Glacier?
Is it global warming?
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
See you again.
Yeah.
Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. Do you have a question?
The biggest impact is not the tourists themselves, but the global warming.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes
Yeah.
tourists leads to global warming.
I think those few tourists that visit the Aletsch Glacier, they have virtually no impact on the glacier itself.
Okay. So global warming is the biggest problem, leads to the environmental impact. Okay. So do you agree that the government should have the main responsibility to maintain the sustainability of Aletsch Glacier?
Well, I would even take it a point further. It's not the local government, but I think all governments.
All
of the
governments.
world, yeah.
So it's international.
Like in every issue on global warming, I think all governments have a responsibility to see to it.
Hello. Hello?
Yes.
I
Maybe
still hear you.
Yeah.
maybe we can try to turn off the video so its connection is better.
Hello?
Back?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're back. So,
Okay.
all the governments.
I said
All
of course
governments
the
are-
government has a
yeah.
responsibility to maintain sustainability, meaning they should do everything they can to lower the impact on the global warming. But in essence,
It's hard.
even broader. It's
Yeah.
worldwide.
Yeah, sure. So,
Local government.
what do you think the local government can do to eliminate or to make the impact of global warming the least?
Okay, the local government can encourage people to use public transport and less traveling by own cars. They can also try to curb emissions, like also try to make sure.
Sorry?
So they try to the local.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, I don't see you, but I hear you.
Okay,
Yeah, sure.
it's okay.
Okay, so they could try to curb the local emissions. Also try to make people aware and overall
The problem.
I say to make a better use of energy. So energy conservation in general will lead to less problems of global warming.
Okay.
Sure. So,
But above all, here in Switzerland, I think a better use of public transport, which is possible.
this is the
Okay.
biggest. Yeah. Okay, what is the main obstacle in achieving sustainability of Aletsch Glacier?
The government can try to promote measures, but it's up to the people to actually to take those measures. So, for example, needs to be done.
Sorry,
We just lost you.
we just lost you.
Okay.
What needs
Yes.
to be
I
done?
still hear you.
Yeah.
The biggest
Obstacle.
obstacle is that the government can only set guidelines, but it's actually the people who need to do it.
Okay. So the main obstacle is that the public don't have the awareness to protect the environment of Aletsch Glacier.
Well, they have the awareness. They do have the awareness, but they if it comes down to daily life, people are generally not thinking so much about it.
Oh,
So
okay.
maybe a way is to increase for example, by taxes the prices of gasoline, so people are forced to drive less because they feel it in their own pocket.
Okay.
Okay.
So regarding to the decreased snow coverage of Aletsch Glacier, which is according to some literature review, should ecotourism be encouraged in the Aletsch Glacier area?
Well, it depends on what you define as ecotourism, but if I understand, ecotourism is tourism with a low footprint, then I would say in general that is always something to be encouraged. I would certainly encourage tourists, if they do travel to Switzerland, to use public transportation. So they don't need to rent cars and therefore, I mean, the overall footprint will be less if they use public transportation. So that's one measure that would certainly help.
Okay. So how's the ecotourism in Aletsch Glacier now? Is people concerning about it, or people is just like normal tourists instead of concerning also the ecology of Aletsch Glacier?
Difficult to say. I think there are very few people who are really aware of the term ecotourism, but I think that once the tourists actually do decide to use public transportation, they can already lower their footprints.
Okay. So should we consider the short-term economic growth by the tourism development or the long-term sustainability of the environment in terms of the Aletsch Glacier?
I would certainly say the long-term sustainability. Two reasons. First of all, the short-term economic growth can only be achieved at the moment with
some policy,
which normally at this time of day leads automatically to more pollution and more
the disappearance of. Hello, sorry, we just lost you.
Again.
Okay.
Yeah, from the
pollution.
the economic growth the short-term economic growth will only lead to some pollution and
also more use of fossil fuels, which automatically leads to, so it will be counter-effective.
yeah, sure.
The long-term sustainability, if for the future we find ways to have more, I would say, ecologically correct tourism, then it's okay to have more tourists.
Okay, sure. So for the budget of the budget use of Aletsch Glacier, we found some information that it includes the increasing visible profile on the site is 31% of it, and the management and the promotion of sustainable developments is 29% of it. Do you think the budget allocation is reasonable now in terms of to balance the tourism development and what have you mentioned that the long-term sustainability of environment? And do you have any further suggestion to make a better use of the budget?
I think the visible profile of the site, in my view, should probably get a larger share.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, I think what is really important is not only the visible profile on the website, but also people should be able to have packages available for booking right away. So in a very concrete way, actually, we as the company, as Jungfrau Tours, are working together with the UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Yeah.
And we are about to promote to develop a package where the people can actually travel to the Aletsch Glacier.
Yeah.
First to the Jungfraujoch, later on to the down
glacier.
part of to the lower part of the Aletsch Glacier, so they can see with their own eyes what is the state of the glacier. They can see how it used to be and how it is right now. So we can see how much the glacier has retreated.
Yeah.
So to make it short, it's very nice if you promote something on the website, but at least as important is that the people who view it on the website or anywhere else also have the opportunity to actually go there and to find something available, so to book a package that will actually take them there.
Yeah. So you think that the most part of the budget should be used in the visible profile of the site and also the package that encourage the tourists to come to the region. So do you think the second most important part should be put into the sustainable development of it, or other part that you think is important? Hello? Sorry?
Important?
Sorry? Do you get my question, or can you hear my question just now?
The visible profile should be the major part,
Yeah.
and I would say I would also consider to invest some money in ways to actually find a way to get the tourists to visit the Aletsch Glacier.
So it's
as
the
I said
increase
in the
of
beginning,
yeah.
only promotion doesn't help anything. You also have to offer something tangible.
Yeah. So it's a marketing strategy.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So apart from capital resources, that is the budget use of the Aletsch Glacier, is there any other resources that you think can be allocated in recreation and the conservation of the area? For example, like human or other
Sorry?
factors? For example, like human resources or other resources, you think?
Yes.
Sorry. Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Hi.
Yes?
Yeah, I think it works now. Yeah.
Okay. The connection is quite bad.
Yeah.
Maybe you can try to call again, and then
Okay.
maybe the next time it will be better.
Okay, sure.
I would propose that. Just
Okay.
close this one and call again, and then maybe it's better. Huh?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're actually doing interview right now.
佢唔聽啦。
會住1個鐘先上堂，你哋咁早喺度嘅。
Hello?
成先換咗張 profile 佢啦，下次。
Hello?
Yes, hello? Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can
maybe
hear
we
you.
can turn off the video.
Yeah,
It's
so
better.
the connection will be better.
Okay. So where were we? We were at the other
Yeah, other-
resources, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
sorry, sure.
Okay. I would say all the people involved. So marketing organizations, people at the official UNESCO World Heritage organization. They can of course help by using their personal contacts to make the Aletsch Glacier better known. For example, next week there will be the International Tourism Fair in Berlin. I will be going there tomorrow.
Yeah.
and there, for example, would be a perfect opportunity to use the personal contacts
Yeah.
to promote the Aletsch Glacier.
So you think most part of the resources should be allocated in promoting the area to more tourists?
Yes, yes.
So do you think the future plan or the further investment in should be recreation and also the conservation of the area?
Yeah, I would say there is not so much needed in that field. The infrastructure is already there. The people know how to get there. I would say most investment should probably still be done in promotion.
Yeah.
So people really are aware about
The area.
the Aletsch Glacier.
Okay, sure. So there are some threats that the alpine tourist destination is now facing. For example, is the ineffective policy, the lack of strategic project at locals, or the poor awareness of the tourists and the local. What do you think that could be done to eliminate these threats, and also to emphasize the sustainability of the Aletsch destination?
Okay, first of all, the alpine tourist destinations, they need to really communicate with each other in a better way. I mean, right now, specifically here in Switzerland, for example, in the region of the Aletsch Glacier, there are about 3 or 4 tourist destinations that are doing their own promotion.
But they are not
they should
working.
collaborate. So overall, better collaboration between the tourist destinations is very important. And I think, let me see as I say, the major role can be played by a major tourist destination or even by Swiss tourism boards to promote the Aletsch Glacier and around it.
Okay.
And another thing is that again, promotion is one thing, but also it is very important for those tourist destinations that when they promote the Aletsch Glacier, they should also inform the potential visitors how they can get there, what they can book, what kind of package they can book, because otherwise, by just promoting and not showing anything that is ready for booking, then the people will not come.
Okay. So, do you think the future policy should encourage the development of tourism, of course? And do you think the lower of tax or some other tourism policy would help that?
I would say a future policy should include more awareness of what it is. They should make full use of the fact that the Aletsch Glacier is part of the World Heritage Site of the UNESCO.
Yeah.
They should try to indicate what makes it so special.
Yeah.
And also, I think they should, as we said before, indicate that the tourist can visit the Aletsch Glacier
More
in
easily.
a very, I would say, environmental friendly way by using public transport,
Okay.
which is very readily available in Switzerland. So they don't need to rent a car because they cannot even reach the Aletsch Glacier by car. They really must take the train.
Yeah. Sorry? Is there any helicopter that the tourists can take to the Aletsch Glacier, or they must take the train?
Well, that's exactly the point.
Yeah.
If there's one way that is really not sustainable, then it's a helicopter, because it uses a lot of fuel, it's a lot of noise emissions. That's exactly what I would say that
You would not encourage.
would not encourage.
Okay.
The tourists, they can reach the Aletsch Glacier from the north, from the higher end, by taking the train to the Jungfraujoch.
Okay.
Or they can go to one of the stations on the south side, 4 stations actually, One of them is the Rieder Alp, the other one is the Bedmer Alp, third one is the Fish Eggishorn, and the last one is actually another one which is lesser known, which is the place called Bell Alp, which is right above the town of Brick.
Yeah.
You probably have done some research so you can see where it is.
Yes.
And there, these places they can all reach by either train or by cable car.
Awesome. So you think more infrastructure can be built to access to Aletsch Glacier so that the tourists can go there more easily?
No, it's not needed. The infrastructure is already there, so they just need to use it.
Okay.
Okay. You have mentioned that the awareness should be increased in order to encourage the development of tourism in Aletsch Glacier. So do you think the awareness of locals or of the government should be increased?
No, the awareness of the potential tourists.
Potential tourists.
Okay.
Yeah. So better communication, better promotion will make the tourists aware that such a thing like an Aletsch Glacier does exist.
So they have the interest to
I think
visit.
that will be the way, because the locals, they already know about it.
Okay, sure. Thank you very much for the interview, and yeah, you really provide many professional advice for us. And actually, we are now facing another trouble that there's not many experts for this specific view. Do you have any other contact that we could access so that we can have a more professional advice from all aspects?
Yes, 1 second.
Thank you.
I will just let you know. There is a guy. Yeah, if you try to reach a certain Mr. and I will spell it to you.
Okay.
His first name is Beat, which is B-E-A-T,
Yeah.
and his last name is Rupen, which is R-U-P-P-E-N,
Yeah.
and he is the director of the
Of the UNESCO
Yes.
WHS region.
yes.
Yeah.
You can reach him at the following number in Switzerland, or that is 41 for Switzerland,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then 27,
27
then 924
924
52
52
76,
76.
and let me see. Otherwise, you can find him also on the website,
Yeah.
which is called www.jungfraualetsch
Jungfrau Aletsch.
-ch. Point .ch. Sorry,
Point
point
.ch.
.ch.
Sure. Okay.
That would be a person. He is based